Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Sunshine State at Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here.
Cam Little, the kickoff for the Jaguars.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
And the Texans first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
And the Texans first down. It's a gain of 10. First down, 70.
Looking to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Unlock line! Unlock line!
Let's go. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Caught left side, here's Dell. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 25-yard line. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Jaguars' 14-yard line.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to Dell. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? It's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Bass is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, it kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Hey, tomato. Start.
They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 4.
Now Lawrence to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
Jaguars, first down.
Hey, Lion.
10 at the 50-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 41-yard line.
Here we go.
Lawrence will throw. Got an open man. It's Foster. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Rip, 23. Heavy. Silver.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. The Jaguars at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Decent 24.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. He'll get this out to Tootin. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Brandon, I won't go overboard here, but it looks like he's off to another nice start after what he did last week when he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Obviously a great start to the season, doing it in Week 1. He's one of those guys we maybe had pegged for a big year, showing out so far.
And you did say that to me in preseason. Looks like you're on target.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Hey.
Play action. It's Lawrence. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere around there.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Now they go screen. It's complete. Fast footwork by Sanders. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
To the sideline and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars back again. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Red.
And back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Evades the tackler, and now some space. Touchdown, Jaguars! Bashir Tootin, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
For the Jaguars.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
2nd and 4. That's complete. It's Collins. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it to slot receivers when only guys can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch? Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
Back to throw now on first down. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. Now 2nd and 5.
At the Jaguars' 41-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man, Dell. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Gain of 5. And the Texans first down.
They'll look to throw again. Open man is Higgins. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Here's Lawrence to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Tootin. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
23. Focus, hot. Great job. Hey, kill. Here we go.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. That's complete. He's got Tootin. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Hey, run. Hey, Ginger, touch.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. A short throw to Musgrave. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 39.
That's good.
We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now Lawrence. And this is taken in at the 5. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Brian Thomas, 38 yards. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Texans 10. Cam Little, the kickoff for the Jaguars.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's Higgins out on the right side. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
At the 40-yard line.
2nd and 5. And that one complete once again to Higgins. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field.
62-yard attempt.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
These are 24.
Here's Lawrence. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
All right, let's go.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Thomas has got it, complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big play that time on the catch and run. 35 yards.
Jaguars.
Rip, 23.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
They go play action with Lawrence. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Brian Thomas with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars are able to add on to that lead.
Texans 10. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll set up a throw. This is caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. It's certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career.
At the 1-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 1. Sanders is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll set up to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Damone Clark.
And the Jags are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action from Jacksonville.
At the 9-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Red 23.
Lawrence will throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
Jaguars, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Ginger. Duck. Here we go.
Lawrence. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready, set.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, easy. Route. Hey, Soko.
Now Lawrence to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Foster. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10.
Here we go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Past the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Bayshore Turton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point splits the uprights. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, what a move. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Texans, first down. It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Texans.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
They'll drop to throw. There's a short one caught by Finn, and they'll get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call through the offensive coordinator. You like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Still going inside the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18.
Texans 17.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
The Jaguars offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jaguars are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
17. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Texans offense
Got it. Ready? All right, let's go. Here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
On red. Hey, danger, touch.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Hey.
Here's Lawrence to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
1st and 10.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
Offense.
Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
Sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's caught. Touchdown, Texans. Harold Fannin, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18.
Texans 24.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Just all around a solid performance, and now they've got the 3-score lead here, Charles, so the final seconds of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, in this one, they've been in control, haven't they? They've earned this victory. No question who the better team was out there in this game. And frankly, the score could have been a lot worse than it was. Give them a lot of credit for how they played in this one.
2nd and 10.
Hey, go. Hey, Soko, 30 left. Go.
Back to throw. Lawrence. Looking long for Thomas. Down the numbers. There he goes. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 71 yards. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ballgame.